6 months ago, I used to wake up every day at 7 a.m. I start school at 8:30, so that's an hour and a half from the time I wake up to the time I'm supposed to be in my first period class. In that 1 hour and a half, I wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, eat, dress. That's pretty much it. I have 90 minutes from point A to point B, and I have super minor tasks like breakfast and brushing teeth, and that takes 90 minutes. If I get rides with my dad, so he would just drop me off in his car, but I have a little sister, so we have to drop her off and then drop me off, and I ride my bike home. He drops me off with my bike, so I would decide to save me some time. Instead of getting a ride from my dad, I would just ride my bike to school, like 15 minutes. It'll usually take about like 30 minutes. So I'm saving 15 minutes there. And I would have to leave at about 8 o'clock to arrive at 8:30. So I have an hour if I wake up at 7. But my morning routine is just wake up, brush teeth, meditate, journal, and dip. So I wake up at 7:30, which is another 30 minutes of sleep, while also saving an extra 15 minutes riding my bike instead of getting dropped off. And the traffic there is, less since you catch up with the cars on the stop, on the lights. My point is that most kids wake up at about 7 a.m. for school. And in California, it's by law, every school starts at 8:30 a.m. by law. Like, you can't go earlier by that. So if it takes you 90 minutes to show up to school, you're just doing too much, or you're not, like, you're just fucking around. If you have time to scroll on social media, you're waking up too early. You shouldn't have time to fuck around. You shouldn't have time to lay in your bed and scroll on your phone. You shouldn't have time to finish up on your homework from the night before. You should use the extra time that you genuinely waste in the morning for sleep. So instead of waking up at 7:30, that's another 30 minutes of sleep. Now, every day I come home at about 4 o'clock, maybe 3:50, maybe 3:45. My school ends at 3:35 usually, 3:20 on some days. But I get home at about 4 o'clock, let's say, the latest. The first thing I do is I eat. The first thing I do is I wash my face, wash my hands, because I don't want to bring all those germs in the air and shit, and I don't want to make my acne worse. Or, it's just, after I do my hygiene, I eat. Then when I'm done with my meal, which is probably just like chicken and rice, vegetables, mashed potatoes, and maybe for a snack, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't even need my parents to be home for me to make that. After I eat, I set a 50-minute timer. During those 50 minutes, I'm cleaning, the kitchen and the living room and my room, because it's usually a mess. I'm the first person who gets home. My sister usually gets dropped off at my grandma's house, so I have the home to myself for the first hour after school. So I'm just cleaning because my mom really wants the house to be clean. She gets pissed off when it's not. And, it's just the right decision to do. So I clean, and when I have extra time, I make YouTube videos like this. So right now I'm home alone, and I came home 2 hours ago, so I have just extra time. After the 50-minute timer, after the first meal, after I come home at 4 o'clock, I start going to the gym. I get ready for the gym. So that's at about like 5:30. I arrive at the gym no later than 6 o'clock. Today I didn't go to the gym because it's a rest day. I've been training for like 6 days the past week, so, taking a little break. Besides that, I'm usually in the gym by 6. And if I have no one to take me, I just ride my bike there, no problem. I have like an hour and a half workout sessions, 2-hour workout sessions, so I'm home at about 8 o'clock. Now I go in bed at 10 o'clock. So I wake up at 7:30, and if I go asleep at 11:30, wake up at 7:30, that's 8 hours. Going to bed at 10 gives me an extra 9 hours and 30 minutes. Not sleep time, bedtime. Being asleep is different from being in bed. So I have like a 30-minute range to be asleep. That is from 10 to 10:30. So at 10 o'clock, I stop everything I'm doing. I'm doing, and I go take a shower, I brush my teeth, get ready for bed basically. 8 p.m., 10 p.m., 2 hours. Those 2 hours are usually at 7:30, so like 3 hours of free time. After school, 5 days a week. On weekends, I have crazy free time, but it's usually about 2 to 3 hours. In those 2 to 3 hours, for you, it can be structured any way. And you might not go to the gym, and you might not wake up at 7:30. Maybe you need to wake up at 6:30. Maybe you have a sport after school, before school. The way I figured out my timestamps is when I would wake up, I would have a stopwatch on my phone. I press the stopwatch. What's the first thing I need to get done when I wake up? Hygiene and make my bed. The first thing I do, hit the stopwatch. After that final task or that first task is completed, I hit the lap button on my stopwatch. This is the stopwatch. I wake up and I press this button. And whenever a task is complete, I press this button right here. That's 1 lap. This tells me how much time I'm spending on every task of my day. And if you have work, if you have school, if you have a sport to go to, if you have school and a sport to go to, you might not have that much free time. So this isn't about shortening your school days or shortening your practices, because you can't do that. It's about maximizing the amount of time you have free in your day. You know, the gym is solidified. I can't shorten the gym unless if I'm skipping out on exercises. So that's around an hour and a half of just solid lifting weights, and about 7-8 hours of school, including riding bikes and getting picked up and shit like that. So there are times in your day, like school and like the gym, that you cannot change how much time is put into those tasks. But you have to work around those tasks. So when you wake up, that's why I said earlier in the video, it really takes you 90 minutes to brush your teeth, eat, and get dressed. Come on, bro. You're fucking around. Figure out how much time you're wasting using a stopwatch like this. And figure out how much free time you have after the necessary tasks have been done. Like the gym is a necessary task for me. School, you cannot change that. I have to go. I have to find free time in my day. And in that free time, you do the most amount of work that you can. It's called deep work. It's a concept where you have nothing else to do but the work. So if you start up a YouTube channel, that's it. If you want to start up a business, that's it. You're doing e-commerce, dropshipping, online business, that's it. Anything you want to start up, anything you want to start. You want to get into coding, you want to fucking draw. Your free time shouldn't be used to get on the game. Your free time shouldn't be used to sit on your fucking phone or text bitches. It should be used to actually progress towards shit. Or else you're just wasting time. You don't want to do that. You clicked on this video for maximum productivity. Find out how much free time you have in your day. Maximize that amount of free time and maximize the productivity in that amount of free time. Now, I can't give individual advice. I can't say, okay, do this after school, then do this after you eat, do this after the gym. This is what you do in the gym. This is how you meditate. Because it's individual for every person. Everyone's different. You have to do this on your own. And then you come back to my other videos and you get into the specifics. You get into the specifics about saving time, maximizing productivity, quitting the video games, quitting the social media, quitting the porn. Everyone's different. I can't tell you exactly what tasks to do, but this is how you find out how much free time you have and how to maximize that amount of free time. I hope you found this video productive. I'll catch you boys later. This was Marcus Blake.